Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back with another video now. Not gonna lie, still feeling it in my chest a little bit about that Europa League final. Go into that game not feeling very nervous at all, not feeling that arsed really about it. The game starts, you feel the nerves, the performance is awful, and you go out like that and it's a real sucker punch, and it shows that you did care about it all along. But real disappointing end to the season for Manchester United. Obviously, fingers can be pointed at the manager for the defeat in the final. But generally speaking, over the course of the season, we saw Manchester United become a better team. It was only a 6 out of 10 season. Finishing second and getting to a final isn't good enough for Manchester United. But we saw some progression, and we're hoping in the summer, despite that disappointment, once that disappointment, goes away, we can get back at trying to maintain that momentum, have a good summer, see where we can go. And the news articles are already flooding through about how much budget we've got and who we're targeting, this, that and the other. So we'll be discussing that here today on AdamMcKola TV. But make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, you're liking, commenting, sharing and all of that stuff. And keep it locked to the channel throughout the summer, as we'll have loads going on. So make sure you hit that red button below and subscribe to the channel. Anyway, let's get stuck into this first story, which is about Manchester United's targets. Now, this came in The Guardian, and it said Manchester United plan moves for Sancho, Rice, Kane and Pau Torres. Now, Pau Torres has been linked with Manchester United before, so I don't just think it's a result of his performance against Manchester United and Villarreal winning that competition. But obviously, that would have helped those rumours, and it would have made those rumours get a little bit louder. Pau Torres having such a good performance in front of Manchester United. But the story reads, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to strengthen Manchester United in the centre-back, midfield, wide and number 9 positions, with Pau Torres, Declan Rice, Jadon Sancho and Harry Kane among his preferred targets. Targets is the key word here, because this article says, and Manchester United fans will be right in assuming, that's very unlikely to happen. You're not getting Sancho, Kane, Rice, Torres all in the same window. We ain't got that kind of money, and even if we did, which we have probably, the Glazers ain't going to spend. So you look at that, and the article does continue to say, although the manager is conscious that adding 4 major signings is unlikely given an estimated total cost of more than £300 million and the availability on any particular player, he is intent on at least pursuing one in each of his identified areas to bolster a squad that requires an update in quality and depth. And he said it after the Europa League final, we need to improve that first 11 with 3 or 4 signings, and he's bang on. Now, the right wing position is a position that has been spoken about for an awfully long time, and I think Sancho, you're hearing in Sky today that it's the most likely destination is Manchester United for Jadon Sancho. We have heard it all before in that regard, and we have to make sure we get the deal done this summer if that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants. Then we look at Declan Rice. Now, this one is interesting because Jesse Lingard's at West Ham. He's helped them get Europa League football. Now, will the fact that West Ham has European football make Declan Rice stay there for a little bit longer, or will he still be looking for a move? Either way, United can offer Champions League football, bigger wages, I'm sure, and we could offer West Ham Jesse Lingard, a player that they want and they like, a permanent move, as a part to sweeten the deal and hopefully get United some money knocked off that deal as well. Well, you'd expect that, wouldn't you? So you're looking at Declan Rice there, Jadon Sancho, Pau Torres, who is believed to be available for around £30 million, I believe, because of his release clause. So that could be a deal which is much more, possible to make happen. 30 million euros, according to reports in Spain. That's what he would be available for. So, Pau Torres is a more gettable signing. You feel Sancho is a gettable signing. Now, if you were to spend around 100 million on those two, if you're looking at around, 120 million euros or something on those two, and if we look at this next article, which says Manchester United have a transfer budget of up to £150 million in signings and will have to prioritise, which shows you that those 4 names in that article that we just read out before simply ain't going to happen, even if we do hold an interest in them. Now, they might be on Ole's list. Ole might be interested in Kane, but he might have to make a decision on, do you want to get Sancho and a centre-back, or do you want to get this striker in Harry Kane? And I think he would go for the right winger and the centre-back if he had to make that kind of decision. But it says Man United eye up to £150 million in signings and will have to prioritise. And you'd imagine as well we'd be able to recoup some money. So you're hearing about Diogo Dalot potentially being on a move for €20 million. Jesse Lingard for probably around 30 million. So if you combine that, Manchester United could bring in, with a couple of other players, 50, 60 million maybe in terms of transfer fees. So you've then got around 200 million to play with in this summer transfer window. Now, I know it's not Football Manager, but if you were going to have that kind of thing and you could get 90 million on Jadon Sancho, you could get, Pau Torres for 30 million. You're in a decent position then, because you need 2 more signings. Really you need one definite big signing at, midfield. And if Declan Rice is that guy, or someone else, Yves Bissouma, and whoever, loads of names popping up, Camavinga, etc., then just go out and get them. And if you can get a striker, that's a bonus, I think. I don't think Harry Kane's going to be that guy. But to get those other 3 positions is vitally important for Man United. And, obviously these are just reports, they're just gossip. But I've spoken about it before. I said it earlier, I think United will spend probably around 150 million plus sales, give and take, which has been roughly what we've done in the past. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same this time around, even with it being a COVID window. But the fact that they've held on with Jadon Sancho has seen that price dip a little bit. You look at the likes of Pau Torres, if you can get him available there. But we've also been linked to Varane as well, who will cost around 60, 70 million pounds. Now, if there's a choice of the 2, I'd go Varane, because I think he's got that bit more experience, that quality. He comes in at the right age. We don't have to wait for him to mature or anything like that. But Pau Torres is a great option as well. The one thing that's massively important for United, though, this summer is we get Ollie his signings that he needs. And we don't dilly-dally about. I don't want to see us messing about for Harry Kane when we know that's probably not going to happen. Go get Sancho done. Go and get that midfielder done. Go and get that centre-back. Then, if you can recoup some fees and you can maybe, if David De Gea leaves and you lose some of your, big player off your wage bill, maybe you can fiddle things around and try and make a bid for Harry Kane later. But get the main business done, because it's important that we follow up on this second place. Look what we did to Jose Mourinho last time. Look, I know in the end he cracked up and he was rightfully sacked, but there were things that led to that. And him getting Fred, Dalot and Lee Grant after finishing second just wasn't on. We were never going to be able to bridge that gap because City improved. Now next season, City are going to improve, Chelsea are going to improve, Liverpool are going to improve. So Manchester United need to make sure that we improve as well, and we back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because next season's a big season for him. He needs to bring home some trophies. He needs to get us challenging properly for the big trophies as well. And if he doesn't do that, he'll probably be sacked. Now you've got to make sure that you've given him all the tools to be able to make that happen. And having a big summer, getting the right signings is vitally important. Don't chase the big vanity signings. Get what you need. But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below on those stories that we've discussed here today. There's also talk about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signing his new deal as well. I expect that will happen, although we need to have a good season next season because the pressure's well and truly on. Get your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, share and subscribe. I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.